Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Soulight Hypnotherapy. I'm going to try to get to this reading very quickly. It's a reading that I laid this early this morning. Today's the 22nd. It's regarding, or the question that I went into the reading was, what's going on between Erdogan, Trump, and Putin? But as usual, my readings just tend to go off in a lot of tangents, especially nowadays where there's so many people, you know, so many different characters in this whole political thing going on with Trump. And new people being introduced and scandal day after day after day. So I'm going to try to just give you the energy. I can only guess as to what these energies may be pertaining to. I'm not psychic, although my psychic abilities do kick in when I start doing these readings. I don't go into it knowing exactly what the cards are saying. I'm a card interpreter, and then it starts to make sense as I go along. So it's here for you, and hopefully it'll open and awaken your psychic abilities too. And as you watch what's going on in the news and then think back on this reading, maybe it will awaken your senses and your understanding. And you'll go, oh, that's what that meant. Oh, I get it. And then you'll see how accurate the reading is, and you'll have a deeper understanding of what's going on, and maybe you'll feel like you're not so in the dark. So please hit the like button. Please like, comment, share my videos. If you'd like to support the channel, and I do need your support, please become a Patreon subscriber, or you can donate. There's a donate button on the home page. So that being said, let's get started with the reading. All right, I tried 2 times to record this live stream today. It just wasn't happening. The first time I forgot my microphone. The second time the buffering was just too intense. So okay, so let's start. We have the Hangman. I'm using 2 different decks to describe the same card. Why? Because it sparks my intuition. All right, so the Hangman talks about a pause, a stalemate, a crossroads. There's a pause, there's non-action, right? And this is being clarified by the quarrel card, a pause or a state of non-action in a quarrel or a dispute, in a war, between opposing parties or colleagues, in a disagreement or an upset, right? This could be in regards to an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. This could be in regards to a decision that needs to be made, or decisions that were made. They're strange, they're odd, they're bewildering. The decisions, the behavior of someone, it causes pain and suffering. What to do about that? It's shocking, right? Someone has been made a victim. Someone has been made a sacrificial lamb, and someone's hands are tied. This could be more than one person. Personally, I feel that this card is representing Trump and his decisions that have caused this stunning event. I feel that both sides are looking at him like, are you crazy? And they're deciding to deal with him and his decisions and what to do about it, right? They may not be able to come to a perfect idea of a way to handle it, but they're both kind of like equally bewildered by it. In the Knight of Swords here next to it, the pause in this clash, the pause in this war, this ceasefire probably, is going to start right away, very fast. We have the Knight of Swords, quick moving action, unexpectedly out of the blue. The Knight of Swords can represent events happening now, also an act of aggression, in tone, in voice, in action. There is a pause in a quarrel and an attack. This is also there's also a lot of bewildering, strange, aggressive language, and it's very vulgar. It's rude, it's hurtful, it's harmful, it lacks tact, it lacks diplomacy, it's stunning and shocking, difficult to watch, to behold, to hear, and to respond to. And in lots of ways, this morning I woke up and did this reading, and then when I was later watching the news, I heard about the lynching comment. I don't know when that was made, if it was made today or yesterday, but that's what this is referring to, but it's also referring to other things. The cards are saying we need to brace ourselves, right? Brace ourselves, because this is just the beginning. And a war or a storm is coming due to spontaneous decisions, single-minded views, and stubborn beliefs. There are 3 players involved. Trump, Putin, Erdogan. Could also be 3 other men or groups of men, meetings, committees. Getting Pompeo and Bar energy. But what I see clearly in these cards is that someone is supposed to be an ally or a friend. right? I'm on your side. But that friend is giving away the secrets, the moves, and the tactics of their friend or ally unbeknownst to them. Giving it to the other side. Someone is taking direction and receiving unexpected news from or about another who has more insight and oversight. This could be referring in part to Elijah Cummings' passing, which was unexpected. Swift news coming in. So there is a pause in activity, a pause in the clashing of disputes, right? To come together, right? In this shared energy. This is a good time, a gathering, pleasant event. So that's probably coming together to at least honor and to talk well of a fallen colleague or Elijah Cummings. So that's probably later in the week. So that's their time frame, now and later in the week, right? On another level, there's a gathering and a meeting of men, but the gathering is, like I said, pleasant. I think that's the Elijah Cummings, probably his memorial. I'm also thinking that this is Trump in the red, and Erdogan is receiving direction from Putin. It could also be two sides negotiating, but another is giving away the friend's advantage. That could be Trump giving away the advantage, unbeknownst to the friend, the Kurds, or someone else. And I'm seeing breaking news coming in very quickly, very shortly, probably before I can get this video uploaded. It says we will all be shocked. We will need to take a seat. Trump will need to take a seat when this news is received. Maybe it already happened. Maybe it was the whole lynching comment, or maybe it's something else. I can't be sure. Just be aware I have that information to share with you. The Three of Swords. All right, sorry. I had to stop for a minute and get my battery charger because we're about to lose camera. But we're back. We're good. We're good. We're good. So we have the Three of Swords here, reverse, next to this Knight of Swords. Three of Swords could be, like I said, the saying goodbye to Elijah Cummings, right? There's an honoring of someone here. I see someone's being honored. Someone who's suffered a loss. Someone who's dealt with great hardship, suffered a lot of pain. This is also referring to black people in this country. And that bullshit comment about being lynched by Trump, which is all just a distraction. So he knows what he's doing. But there's an amending and a healing that still is needed. And there's old wounds here, right? It still hurts to hear shit like this. And it still hurts the wounds of having lost someone, having lost a fellow colleague. Someone that you loved and cared about. Still a lot of healing that's needed. And this healing can only... And there's apologies and forgiveness that's needed too. And people say the right words, but... the condolences is like what I'm getting. But it's not enough. And I think I'm talking on different levels, right? I'm not just talking about losing someone at a memorial event. I'm talking about the sincerity of, what are you sorry about? What are you really sorry about, I feel like sincerity in people's actions. It's just words, not enough. But I feel like real healing can't occur until it's really understood the pain that was inflicted and why it hurt so much. And it's just superficial words until it's understood. I think it's very deep here. It's saying that healing can only occur through the expression of the cause of the pain and from separating from the emotional attachment to the pain. Meaning you got to get it out. You got to talk about it. You got to express it, no matter how hard or hurtful or painful it is. And we could be referring to Trump on some level. We've got to separate from the pain and express it from our very essence so that we can eliminate it, so we can heal from it. And with that understanding, go into it with that understanding, and it's not going to be easy. So I think that this is very, very deep. The Three of Swords talks about betrayal, talks about heartache, it talks about wounds to the heart, talks about triangles in relationships, you know, third parties present. But on another level, this is after the betrayal, after the removal. After we betray or after we remove, where do we go from here? How do we heal and correct the lingering pain that will be left in others? Some are asking this question. And like I said, we're talking about a lot of different things here. We're talking about people wanting to remove Trump and how that's going to affect the collective. We're talking about from both sides. And we're talking about racism. We're talking about betraying the Kurds. It goes into many different levels. I think that healing is what is desired here and what is wanted. And so I think that, I'm sorry, I'm talking about so many different things that I'm just trying to separate it in my head. The cards are kind of saying that the sacrifice that was paid by whoever was hurt or harmed in the present and in the past was a necessary sacrifice. Remember I said the sacrificial lamb here? And black people and slavery and the Kurds. The sacrifice was a necessary one in order for the ruling class or the other party, the party that didn't understand it, didn't go through it, for them to open their eyes and see the truth so that they could actually heal the wounds, express the pain, and separate from it. So that's pretty doggone deep, guys. Because we're talking about slavery, we're talking about getting rid of Trump, we're talking about people who are dying now. On some deeper level, are necessary sacrifices so that we could open our eyes and see what's going on and get rid of what's wrong and actually heal. All right. Out of that, success is clarifying the Three of Swords reverse. Success can refer to the honoring of an individual, like I said, Elijah Cummings. But I clarified it again to find out what else it might mean, and I got the dark-haired man, which looks similar, very similar in youth and in age to the success card. And as I'm saying youth and age, I'm seeing the Queen of Swords here reversed, which is in Sibilla, she can be a witch. She can be very poisonous. Youth and age, euthanasia. I'm getting a poisoning here, and I got poisoning in my last reading. I literally saw poisoned babies, but I did not want to go there. I can't go everywhere, right? I just can't go everywhere the cards are telling me to go because sometimes it's just too out there for me. But I literally heard on the news that there's babies being poisoned somewhere in Syria. I saw it as more of a mind poisoning, and it is playing out as a mind poisoning, but I guess actual poisoning too. I'm seeing poisoning again. I'm seeing poisoning around Elijah Cummings. I don't know. I don't know. Euthanizing someone, poisoning someone in mind or body. That's what I get. Could also represent Trump's son, or Kushner, or even Cohen have been characterized by this card for me in past readings. So I don't want to muck up the reading. I'm just saying any of these characters could be showing up here. Both sides are honoring and supporting those who made the necessary sacrifice, giving up their lives or giving up their giving their all to heal the nation, to heal their people, and to protect our security. And they're saying goodbye to someone they're very missed. Someone who was lost through torture or been through torture. Someone who's been poisoned or very ill. Okay, it doesn't have to be poisoning. But the possibility is there. Someone who's been murdered. Literally. Because the words said, the actions led to the actions that got them killed. So someone who's been murdered. Could be more than one person. Could be, referring to the Kurds. Ah, that was a tough section. Let's go over to this section over here. You've got the Ten of Cups. Reversed. So you got Ten of Cups. It's like a family, a party, a group. It can represent large groups of people, the public, right? In this deck, it has represented someone who's regurgitating, who's vomiting, who's clearing. He's eating here, he's regurgitating, he's vomiting here. This is someone who gives up information, leaks information. This is also someone who's expressing, right, very painfully expressing poison from their system. A poisonous threat to their system. Euthanizing and clearing. And this is talking about the ethnic cleansing. This is a clearing. And there's a perception of it being poisonous to the people and getting rid of, because it's impure, right? Yeah, boy. Better that I do this like this because I'm able to take my time. And wow, I'm sorry. My tripod is a little bit unbalanced. You see my doggy? See my doggy? Hey, Meow. Hey, Meow. All right. I'm probably going to, when you see this played back, I'm probably going to crop her out. I'm a very private person. Okay, so at present we have this Ten of Cups reversed. Domestic happiness, togetherness, when it's upright, family, party. It's all overturned. It's all taken for granted. This is not a happy home. This is not a happy house. Some feel trapped within this community or group of people, or trapped to this land and want to get out, but they are hemmed in. different levels, everyone. I'm just going to leave it like that. You work it out for yourself. I think it's pretty clear. This could be referring to the people in the land of Syria. This could be referring to the Republicans in the party. Oh, I can't help myself, I have to tell you. And it could be referring to multiple people who feel no longer welcomed or supported but in their family or their party or in their country on all fronts. In front of the cameras, the family, the parties in the group, individuals within the family, they're all like, yeah, everything's good, we're good, everybody's doing good, everybody's fine. But behind closed doors, this is not a happy family. There's dissension, and there's a lot of clashing, and there's a lot of leaking, and a lot of people vomiting up the truth because they can't keep it in. It's poison to their system. This is also someone who's spoken out in the past, Cohen, or recent past. Could be Romney or someone else. But this looks bad. This looks bad for them. This looks bad for Trump. This looks bad for his family. This looks bad for the administration and the party. It could be this breaking news, this shocking news, right? Or what gets leaked. There's a female aide or secretary. It doesn't have to be female. It could be a secretary of defense. Could be a secretary of security. All right. So I looked up the Secretary of Defense, and that's somebody named Mark Esper. So maybe he's going to be regurgitating something, letting something out, maybe. When I clarified that, and I got the inconstancy card. Is it inconstancy? Yeah. This is someone who's filled with a lot of doubt. And someone who proves to be unreliable in their job, unreliable in a crisis, and they upset the party or the family. Ooh. Someone is misrepresenting facts, misfiling documents, misrepresenting words in order to trick men or the public at large. And someone, basically all the whistleblowers, are being called traitors and untrustworthy. But both sides take this stance. Now we have the Four of Cups here in the center, clarified by a loss of money. Put these cards up here. Wish I could just do this live stream, man. It really sucks that I can't. Does anybody know of any other forum where people go and they would be willing to watch political readings? Because I'll gladly, go there. Just tell me what the name of it is. Maybe YouTube needs a little competition. I don't know. Four of Cups is dissatisfaction. Four of Cups. I got all this, but I want this. Could be that this is being offered, but you'd rather have this. You know what I'm saying? I commissioned this? What a... there's a lot of dissatisfaction in this card for what's been arranged or for what was understood one would get. Dissatisfaction in the return one gets for their devotion and for their actions. And again, feeling like a victim. There's a loss here. I'm not in the picture. There's something missing. Yeah, your foothold in Syria, Trump. That's what's missing, and that's what you've been painted out of. You dissatisfied with what you're getting? You didn't get anything. They got it all. Dumbass. There's a lack of respect. And a lack of gratitude for all that one has. It wasn't enough. I want more. And I can't have what I want, and I'm dissatisfied with this. Is the energy I'm picking up. It could be Trump, it could be Erdogan, it could be Putin. It could be the collective in general. In some way, Trump is very bored. He has no sense of compassion. He doesn't care about what anyone's lost. He just cares about what he's lost. I'm bored with all this talk about Cummings. It's too... Let's talk about me. I'm being blocked. I'm being delayed. I can't have what I want. I'm a victim. I'm being lynched here. Cards telling me this is someone who's not only lost money, but they've lost their mind, they've lost their marbles, and they've lost their money. They're trying to regain it. They're trying to find it. And I want to say lost dignity for those that can support this. You need to try to find that. King of Pentacles. I don't know how informative this is. It's just, maybe I'm just ranting. King of Pentacles. You know, I like the fact in this deck, the King of Pentacles shows that there's a witness who views the gluttony and the greed, the hunger for power of this king. Speaking of hunger for power, someone was mentioning a king or a president of Hungary poisoning the mind of Trump. That's just an excuse. Trump knows what he's doing. Just an excuse. That's just a scam and a con. Okay? Don't believe that. I don't know. Don't believe that. That's what I'm getting. King of Pentacles can be many people. Can represent an advisor, a player, someone in a strong position, a businessman, a lawyer, a politician. Could be Pence, could be Barr, could be Pompeo, could be Cohen, could be Giuliani, could be Trump himself, could be an earth sign person. Someone who's supposed to provide the nation with security and stability. Supposed to protect his family. He's a witness or a party to the betrayal. Pence, Pompeo, Giuliani, Trump. He's a witness to it. He's a witness of it. He's a part of it. This could be someone who witnessed betrayal, someone who's speaking out, a witness. This person has a high position, much clout, recognition, reputation precedes him. Oh, this is going to poison shit for Trump. Woman too. A man and a woman. They witnessed the gluttony, they witnessed the greed. And there's a failure to get good advice or to take good advice from one's advisors. The widow says that the man is having a financial crisis. the one who's betraying, the one who's sorry but not so sorry. He's having a financial crisis in his work or in his projects. Everything's falling apart. Recovery is needed now. Blaming it on the witch hunt. And the female's words leads to further crisis for the man. Barr, Trump, Pompeo. Maybe all of them. Pence. So the man needs to be cautious. The man is being cautious. The man is being detailed. Not leaving any stone unturned. This is Barr here. I think he's talking about. Let's go over to the Knight of Wands. Is it the Knight of Wands? I'm going to have to move my camera back. Hold on. I'm going to try to move it down. I hope that didn't bother anybody, that noise. Wasn't intentional. Knight of Wands. In this deck, this is more of a distraction card. Right? They went that way. Turn around and go that way. So there's distraction here. In this card, this makes me feel of the knights to the rescue, but no, no one's coming to your rescue. You better get out of here. Also, I'm getting that go that way. There's loyalty and cause, and this is disloyalty and betrayal. Clarified by the chatterers. Knight of Wands reverse. This is probably referring to America. Cutting and running on the Kurds. Much talk about our unreliability and where we are headed as a nation with this president. How our promises and his promises are shallow and cannot be trusted. This energy is to spread out, in and out, inconsistent. And there's a lot of talk around Washington, around the world. People are saying to those who still trust and believe in Trump, I'll just say Trump or whatever, America, I guess. That look at their actions, man. Don't look at their words and listen to what they say. Look at their actions, man. They're telling you what they're going to do. This is how they are. This is their character right here. Their character is in their actions. That's what's being said. That's what's being understood and perceived. Hangman. Knight of Wands is a traitor, is not to be trusted. And how can we get him to flip? And they're trying to convince Trump, convince the person that they want to flip that Trump's promises aren't reliable. So there's another layer here, an undercurrent of messages, distracting talk, getting people talking, but it's to look the other way. But also, there's talk going on. How do we get them to flip? How do we get them? How do we get him? How do we get them to flip? It could be a witness. It could be the Republicans within the party. The Knight of Pentacles. It's always been my Manafort card. You know, or someone who's in jail. Could be Manafort, Cohen, Flynn. And you see we have the crook here, the thief, clarifying This Nine of Pentacles can represent someone who's in a gilded cage, someone who's in jail, someone who's in hospitalized, someone who's in protective custody, I don't know. Someone who's in a gilded cage and they're independent and isolated and alone. Could represent America with a wall and a gate around them, blocked off from the world now. Blocked off from the territory, not in the map, not cut in to the prize. I might be stretching there. I might be adding what I already know. I may be doing that. Right there, at that moment. It makes sense to me, that's why I'm adding it. Not saying it's something I'm perceiving. Where are we going with this and why? So someone is in isolation and thinking, this motherfucker isn't going to keep his promises. And someone is wanting to protect their border, protect their wealth, protect their property from invasion, intrusion, and investigation. There are many different levels. Clarifying that, we have the tenderness card. Right? I clarified it twice. Clarifying this, we have the tenderness card. Tenderness promises to stay close. Stay close, and I won't ever leave you again, she says to her children, because she's been away for a while. These are promises that she makes, but they're superficial promises, Knight of Wands. Hearsay, it's not to be trusted, words that are not to be trusted, the chatterers. Could also be, I'm picking up a Nancy Pelosi energy here. I feel like Nancy Pelosi, the mother, is getting some promises. I don't feel like she's giving promises. I feel like she's giving some assurances, but she's getting some promises. But the nature of those promising her is back and forth, unreliable, flippant. Could that be Romney? Could that be, I don't remember, those two women who always flip? You know their names, on the Republican Senate. I feel like she's getting some promises from some Republicans, but she can't really rely on those promises. And even though her arguments are convincing that you can't trust this guy, he's going down, you better, you really need to think about your future. She's trying to convince them. His actions alone should prove it to you by now, as she's got a convincing argument. And they're making her some promises, but they're unreliable promises. If she doesn't know that, that's a warning to her. They're unreliable. It could be a man and a woman not fully on board. They just want assurances from her. They just want assurances from her. On another layer, and maybe that's just to protect them, to insulate them from attack, from being called out, for being on the border, for being on the fence, right? So Nancy, make sure you call everybody out. Don't make any promises to not call them out, because they're not being, I don't think they're being sincere, fully sincere. So that's what I get from this. What else did I get from this? On another layer, someone is receiving promises. Could be someone who's in jail, someone who is in a gilded cage, someone who's guilty. To just stay united, stick together. And we'll all come out of this with a bag in the end. A bag of money. Thief says this person is listening to this con artist who's doing a lot of sneaky, shady things from their isolated cage. So we're getting a Giuliani Manafort feeling here. They're doing a lot of sneaky, shady things. It could be Flynn too, from their isolated cage. Could also be referring to the men who are out on bail who are associates of Rudy Giuliani. Don't run, don't escape, stay within our borders. I'll get you out of this. Promises from an also guilty man, soon to be in his own gilded cage, are made. All right, let's finish up this reading. To those of you who recall what I said in the first 2 attempts, I apologize for my outburst. I think I was just having a moment of frustration with all the buffering. You know, I've been going through a lot of stuff for a long time. And sometimes it gets to you. 5 of Cups, reversed. Oh, how do I get from here to there? I'm not seeing the potential. I'm just looking at all that's been lost. It's depressing, it's embarrassing, it's shameful, it's disgraceful. Lindsay is so... This is me channeling right now. Oh my God. Lindsay. They have stuff on Lindsay. Like pictures and stuff. Okay, can you get an image of what they got on Lindsay? Because oh, Lindsay's here. Lindsay's here. I got shit on Lindsay. Alright, this is the whole get over it comment, right? These are reversed, but get over it, okay? Alright, let's get over it. We're going to get over it. The collective is saying, Congress is saying, we're going to get over it. The Democrats are saying, we're going to get over it. The world is saying, and we're going to do something about it. We're going to take action now to maintain and to prosper the blessings that we still have left in our country. And maybe that's the attitude that the collective and Congress or someone else is going to be taking, the people I called out. I also see on another level someone being ostracized and pushed out so that the rest can heal, so that the rest can get over it. Right? They're going to try and push out the poison, like Romney or someone else who's speaking out on the Republican side. Push them out, make them an example so the rest can get over it. Right? I wouldn't be surprised about this, you know, if that's what's happening, because it's a mob mentality and a lot of thuggish behavior here. I see a push to remove Trump is very strong, and a push to move someone out of a party is very strong. But there are delays involved. Delay. I don't know if you can see it's kind of like blurry here. Delay to push out. So, and I'm getting expressly 2020, not this year, 2020. If it happens, it'll be in 2020. I'm seeing Lindsey Graham, like I said. Who's clarifying the final card, which is the Ten of Swords. Devastation, ruin, loss, ending, dying on that hill, betrayal, backstabbing. Reverse, you're getting over it, right? Some may try to mediate and to block or to slow down the whole healing process, the getting over it process, the removal process, right, with this delay. Sorry, I know it's hard to see my cards because I have all these cards in front. I'm seeing Lindsey Graham rear his opportunistic, hypocritical head here, weighing in his opinion and his influence with the president or with the people. But it's, no one really believes you anymore, Lindsey. You've lost all credibility that you had. No one trusts your actions, no one trusts your words. And he's making a lot of excuses for the actions, for the words, and for the delays. A lot of excuses are being made, and not just from Lindsey Graham, to cover up the actions of the con man. The Ten of Swords reverse can be a resignation next to this Five of Cups. Could be an actual death or a murder next to this Five of Cups. Could be an acquittal. It could be a resignation, I said, and accountability for deaths or for the death or the deaths of others. But there's no real apology or accountability being made. It's just excuses given. Sorry, not sorry. Can't see my card. Sorry, not sorry. But I see forced change. If there is no forced change, disaster lies ahead. Disaster lies ahead anyway. I told you we can't put the toothpaste back in the bottle anymore. The time, the opportunistic time to impeach has already passed. In other words, certain things have to play out, are destined to play out now, that we can't prevent. That we could have prevented had Nancy moved to impeach sooner. It's saying it's too late now. But the forced change is coming. Disaster lies ahead. If the forced change doesn't happen, disaster lies ahead. We must force this change and remove or annihilate our enemy, it's being said. That's by Erdogan, too. I feel that we, America, and this con artist, Trump or Giuliani, we, America, the con artist, Trump or Giuliani, Graham's here too, although I can't see how right now, I'm just going to say it, I'm not going to fight it, are being set up for a slaughter. Set up for a Khashoggi. Oh man, is it too soon for that? Because this is a trap here. By shady individuals, corruption extraordinaire. All right, too deep for me. I can't express what I'm feeling without feeling kind of Oh no, weird. So I'm going to end it there. Hope that made sense. I hope it brought clarity to some of you guys. Hey, hit that like button and subscribe and join me on Patreon. Donate if you can, and make sure to leave your comments and share my videos. Thank you. Bye.